My grades in school were always an A+. Anything lower than that was never accepted by my Asian parents. But as soon as I entered college, they started dropping really fast. Mainly because I was more focused on learning new tech as a CS student and, joining a squad. Thinking you finally met the coolest people that you were looking for. Yeah, that did not last more than 4 months. But that's not the point. I was performing badly on my class tests and almost failed my mid-semesters. I needed to snap out of this. So today, our goal is to build an entire study system that will take us from failing to get an A at least, and show you that is it really possible to save the semester, even if all you've done so far is black out at every party? Let's go.
All right, no time to waste. How far are we from finals?
21 days.
We're still in the game. First mission, find her before it's too late.
By the end of this video, you will have a complete study guide that can save your semester, no matter what major you study, and make sure to check the description box below. I have made whole PDF of all the prompts used here. Careful, it's not one of those typical shortcut videos of how to dump information in your brain in 2 days and puke it in exams. Trust me, been there, done that. Even if you do end up getting decent grades, you won't remember anything after the exams because nothing will stick. This one is more of how to actually understand stuff and make a use out of your course's content in shortest time possible. Okay, so we will go from taking notes to memorizing them, and a final step that will get us 110% exam ready. But first, we will do some planning. I have 5 subjects this semester, and here are the following grades I got for each subject during my mid-semesters. The way I studied them was passive rereading, flipping through my notes or textbook, reading the same paragraphs again and again, even though it did work in high school for history. It wasn't working for application-based subjects like Python programming in college, my mom used to say.
You think looking at the book means you know it? The book knows it, not you.
Yeah, ouch. So let's switch things up a bit. Allow me to spend my time to scroll through the internet to find and learn how to actually learn. Who said I should have studied instead of wasting time doing that motherfucker? All right, so after one whole day of going through popular study techniques, I think I did find some very interesting things. Let's get back to work. This was the very first mistake I did that was making me work hours without actually getting the actual studying done. Taking notes. Now, before any of you traditional boomers start with your lecture on how note-taking is important, let me explain. It is effective, sure, but for the person who is running low on time and still has to memorize information for subjects that need concept and practicing its application, it's a straight up waste of time. Well then, how do we actually make notes? We are going to use ChatGPT for summarization, but not that traditional prompt saying, summarize this in bullet points. That's outdated and not effective at all. We are going to have AI generate notes directly in the Cornell Notes format. Why Cornell though? The Cornell note-taking method is a system where you divide your page into 3 sections: notes, cues, and a summary. During lectures or study sessions, you take detailed notes in the largest section. Then, you fill in the left column with questions or key ideas that help you review the material later. At the bottom of the page, you write a short summary of the main points. Here's how I'll make my Python notes using AI in Cornell style. First, I'll copy the content I want to turn into notes like a textbook page, lecture slides, or random messy info from the internet, the kind that looks like it was written during a blackout. Then, I'll paste it into ChatGPT and type this exact prompt. Once ChatGPT gives me the full Cornell Notes structure, I'll just copy everything and paste it into my Notion workspace. I'm not trying to romanticize note-taking here. It's just a faster, smarter system. If I'm already reading the material, might as well build something useful out of it. This method is way more efficient because it forces you to focus on key concepts and helps with active recall, which takes us to the next step, memorizing the information. All right, you've made your Cornell notes. As we are already running out of time, it's very important for us to prioritize our workload. We are going to use traffic light method for this. Review your past year papers, analyze the pattern of questions being asked, and mark the important ones. Seems fine, but now let's level up by trying to answer all the questions from our notes without peeking. Mom, look, I am an adult now. No, I am not. Anyways, according to Bing, it's called active recall. If you nail it, mark it green. If you sort of fumble through it or get half right, give it a yellow. And if your brain is completely blank, mark it red. Try answering all the questions till you have memorized all the red mark topics, then focus on yellow, and lastly, brush up on green. Finally, use the notes to solve real Python problems, code snippets, exercises, or mini projects. The goal isn't just to read it, but to use it until it sticks. I personally use Notion database to keep track for quick lookup. You can create one easily using ChatGPT by typing this prompt. Phew. Respect to the OGs before AI who finished PhDs with just coffee and willpower, 'cause damn. We are getting close. Even when I have studied everything, something is still lacking. I am scared. What if I went into the exam hall and my mind goes blank? Because it can happen. The anxiety of doing my best might end up in completely forgetting everything. But what can we do to avoid that? You have 5 seconds to guess. Bingo. Mock exams. Creating the environment of giving an actual exam gives you that 20% more advantage of killing the real ones. Because you know what my grandfather's great-grandmother said?
If you don't over-prepare, don't cry when life underdelivers.
And we always listen to the experts. But Jenny, where do I get the sample papers from? We will use AI again.
Hey, dickhead, give me.
Yeah, don't write like that. You will be the first one to be gone if AI takes over. Type this prompt along with some details about your exams, or you can paste the blueprint that your college must have provided. Paste some questions from your notes. And lastly, don't forget to write please in the end. We try to live a bit longer here. And done. Grab a silent corner in your house and set a timer. Take the sample paper as your real exam. Write it down honestly and analyze where you are weak. Just try to give as many tests as you can in the last remaining days. I worked so hard, but my Python exam didn't go well. What's the point?
It was just the first one. One bad paper doesn't mean you failed.
What the hell, who are you? How did you enter my room?
Make sure to lock your windows next time. But that's not the point. We still have more exams. Don't give up now.
I feel tired. Feels like I wasted my time.
I know, but you're stronger than this. Keep going. We're not done yet.
It's been a month since I gave my finals, and today our results have been announced. What if I failed? What if I'm not as smart as I thought? What if all my effort wasn't enough? What if?
Oh my God, open the results first, will you?
You again? I did lock windows this time.
Next time, check your closets too. Here, let me check the results.
We didn't get A's because we got an A+ in every subject, except for Python. We got an A there, but still, the goal was accomplished. Those days were tough. Making notes, trying to memorize every little thing, doing mock tests that felt like real exams. It was exhausting. There were so many times I wanted to give up, but we pushed through. All that hard work, all those late nights, it was worth it. So next time, even if we slip a little bit, it won't be the end of the world. Now, we know what we have to do. Because being great at academics and having a life outside of it too is the hottest thing ever.